So we're out here at Chad's house. So of course another member of S1BUILT, and we are checking out his car today. And of course most of us, you know, who have access to a garage and like majorly mechanically inclined, we put our cars together at a house. I'm gonna be putting my car together at the house, and then like at the last segment of it, the drive shaft and like certain touch up and final stuff, then we bring it to the shop. And this is what, you know, Chad is doing, and this is the first like installment of a video where, you know, we'll go from the home garage to the shop, you know, and more than likely in the future we're going to be doing videos like this from, you know, other guys like at your house, you know, not just S1BUILT guys, but for the first installment we're going to do, you know, a couple of the S1BUILT guys that has, you know, access to start our cars at the house like Chad, and then move to the shop. So we're going to get a little in-depth thing from Chad right now to see where he's coming from, what his ideas are, coming from the Nissan world to the Honda world. All-wheel drive, of course, as you can tell, the guy's hooked. You know what I mean? Honda for the win. So here we go. So K24 bottom end, K20 head, Type S oil pump. Man, building something serious, Chad.
Just the basics.
Just the basics?
Just the basics, yeah. We got, we just put together, you know, some stuff that people recommended for stock blocks. It's all stock parts. And I want to see, you know, what the car is going to be capable of doing with just, you know, stock motor parts, no rods, no pistons, no. The only thing it does have is head gasket and studs that are aftermarket. Type S oil pump is still OEM, just from another car. It has a 50-degree VTC cam gear, but besides that, transmission completely stock. Besides that. Okay. Yeah. So like quarter mile time, like how much do you think? I mean, after you think you master the shifting process, launching everything with an all-wheel drive car. I know you're coming from the Nissan world. How much you think like would be your best quarter mile time with a stock motor setup like definitely
this?
Like the goal with the car, the way it's gonna sit for the first time that it turns on, I'm hoping to get, you know, under the 1050s, hopefully. Okay. Power-wise is not really the goal here. Power-wise, we'll just see what happens when it happens. Now, a little bit like around the car is going to be set up, you know, for almost 1,000 horsepower,
max power.
The motor isn't. So, you know, my turbo, my intake manifold, my fuel system, the intercooler, everything's set up for 1,000 horsepower basically. But that's not saying that's going to happen anytime soon. It's just pre-set up like that. So with everything being so big for large power, but then the motor being stock, yeah, we'll have to see how it does like that. But definitely a lot of, you know, seat time is going to be important. And then just figuring out the little flaws. Yeah, this is my...
It's personal. It's just like your first Honda.
Yeah, this is my
You're coming from a Nissan world.
Yeah, definitely. This is my first Honda. Like, yeah, I work for S1 and stuff like that, and some people know that, but this is still my first Honda. It's going to be my first, you know, shifting gears in a Honda down a track and stuff like that. You know, I maybe have been in some other little slower things, but nothing to this caliber. So we're going to see, you know, a learning experience for myself as well. It's just like my own personal thing in my own garage, you know. Yeah. You know, in a couple of weeks, maybe not even a couple, but hopefully a week or so, I'm definitely going to get the all-wheel drive system done at the shop, but my goal is to get it turned on so I could actually drive it in and out of the shop and drive it onto the trailer and stuff like that. So, obviously, what you guys can see, it's pretty much a drag build. I mean, the car's got Lexan windows. It's cut pretty good. It's got a cage, Kirky seat. Fuel cell's about 8 gallons for now. Nothing, you know, because I don't know what I want to do with the car. We might want to drive it around to some shows or stuff like that, but not necessarily 100% street legal. It does have a clean title, which is kind of cool. Yeah. You know, stuff like that. The only glass is the front windshield, and I think that's about it. It still has all its factory brakes. The car started. I know some people are starting to like my Instagram and my Facebook stuff. So basically what I'm trying to do on Instagram and Facebook is the car was basically sitting in this garage on 4 jack stands with just the shell with brake lines. That's it. It had all its brake lines, it had its brakes, but the calipers were just hanging on the floor. And then back calipers hanging on the floor, no subframe, no nothing. So that's how the car started. And that was approximately, let's say 16 to 18 days ago. And this is where it is right now.
Okay, motor in there and everything. And you guys already seen Chad putting the motor together, like kind of at the shop, a little clip there in the beginning.
Yep.
So yeah, so Chad's just trying to build this thing up, and most of us, as we said in the beginning, most of us at S1BUILT that, you know, we have a garage and everything, and incline mechanically, like we get it to a certain point and then we take it to the shop for the finale, like drive shafts, certain things like that, correct?
Yep, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So the all-wheel drive tranny is in there. You know, we got the S1 T bracket. It's all in there. The S1 kit's on in the back. We can show you guys later, but it's gonna drive in front wheel drive. No drive shaft, no diff, no axles, nothing like that. And you know, I've been talking to some people, so I would like to start racing some, you know, more competition to get that kind of feeling of excitement and stuff like that for money. You know, there's a couple $100 buy-ins here and there and stuff like that, but there's also front wheel drive stuff happening as well. So the cool thing about this is if I want to do a front wheel drive class, I can just pull the drive shaft out and I can do a front wheel drive class with a little bit of a different set of tires. So that's something that I want to try to do as well. So we'll see what happens with that. To be honest, most of the car I feel like is going to be pretty solid, but the weakest link is going to be the transmission. So until, you know, we can save up or find a good deal on a transmission, that's probably going to be the weakest link at this point. But to get the car to this point, you know, I've had the car for about, let's say 5 or 6 months. I've just been collecting parts, a lot of used parts, a lot of used parts, as you guys can see. Nothing super shiny here, because it's just my personal, you know, I know what works, I know what doesn't for my liking. And everything is, I went on Marketplace, junkyards, everything, a lot of used parts, and I collected them over a couple of months. Once I had everything that I knew the car needed to get running, that's when I started basically like the 0 to 30 days to FL2K. So I actually have a stick shift, or it's either a stick shift or a streetcar class for this car for FL2K. It's not saying that we're trying to go there to win. The goal was for me, like a personal goal for me to by myself pretty much in my garage to get the car turned on in 30 days and driving. You know, I'm not going to tune it by myself, I'm not going to do stuff like that, but to get the car on in my driveway in 30 days is a big personal goal for me that I haven't done by myself in since I was in high school. So it's definitely fun for me, and now that I've done it, you know, I'm going to want to do more definitely in the future. So that's definitely something that I'm now getting more and more interested in.
All right, cool. And so I know the motor itself is going to be stock, but everything on the car, even the drive shaft, is going to be S1BUILT stage 3, like 60K.
So yeah, that's the fortunate thing for me, having such, you know, cool friends and a great job and a business that we work for. It's going to be a lot of, for me personally, a lot of tinkering with things to see what works for me and what doesn't. So you know, definitely I'm going to shout out right now Alpha Injection Clinic. They're super cool. You know, I got a set of injectors from them. They're going to play around with injectors with me and stuff like that, and for the life of this car, and we're going to see where it takes us as well. Right now it's on 4 injectors, but I have an 8 injector manifold, so it is ready. But yeah, I have the like I said, the S1BUILT T bracket, and then we got the cast aluminum arms, billet lower control arms, the camber kit. You're going to be running the
innovative mounts.
Yep, I got the innovative mounts. Definitely shout out to them too. Innovative solid mounts, for hopefully working with them a little bit. They're going to start making some more all-wheel drive stuff in the future, and innovative traction bar as well too. I got hooked up with that too. So definitely some perks here and there, which is awesome. The drive shaft is going to be, like you said, a 3-inch a 3-inch drive shaft that I'm going to start with just the regular 30K viscous and play around, and then in the future,
with the stock CRVs, and then you're going to upgrade to the chromoly, S1BUILT chromoly.
Yeah, I'm going to start with all the stock stuff. Yeah, nothing fancy for me yet. We want to see what the car does. Obviously, the car's going to be on 4 slicks, so you know something definitely might break. The front end right now is just on Type S axles, OEM Type S axles, which is 36mm nut axle, but people say depending on your driving style, it could go okay or it could not go okay. So you know, axles are going to be something in the future, and tranny is definitely important.
And when you launch, you're gonna have that little slippage thing, so you don't really boom right into it.
Yeah. I have a manual slipper valve. The valve will slowly engage the clutch, obviously, but let's I mean, I could take you guys a look around.
Let's take a quick look around
more into here. Yeah, so the engine bay is I don't want to do anything fancy yet. This is how I purchased the car, so nothing fancy with the paint and the engine bay. I definitely want to get everything figured out before I get the engine bay painted one day.
And you did all the powder coat and all this, the colors, your choice.
Yeah, the powder coat. So it's gonna be like, the car's kind of like a dark green. It's actually from a Toyota green, so I want to do like green and tan kind of combo, a little bit weird, different-ish. The turbo is a Garrett, basically like a GT. It's a little bit kind of like Frankenstein, but it's basically like a GT45.
And you're running twin gates.
Yeah, twin gates. The other gates
gate right there.
Yep.
The gates back here.
Yeah. Twin gates, and the rest of the car is pretty. It's pretty. You know, it's pretty race car. It's you know, again, this is how I purchased the car. I did do some cutting. I did purchase the car cut. I did a little bit cutting. The car needs to get cleaned up. The cage was spray painted this color, and I got to go over the welds. I'm not really too happy with how the welds and stuff are in the cage.
I like your board over there. You did that yourself, of course, yeah?
Yeah, my board, yeah.
Very nice.
Still all has to get mounted. The only thing I've actually done on the inside so far was mount that aluminum dashboard, make sure the seat and the shifter are okay, and the gas tank in the back. Everything else still needs to be done in the inside. Down here, all the nice new shiny parts, and I do have I actually just picked up today, I'm gonna like undercoat the whole entire car almost. Like, I have all the fender to do all the fender, so I'm hoping that when we go to S1 and do the diff mount, I'm gonna try to paint all these fenders. It's got these little
and they're black and kind of
it's got these little over fender thingies on here that fit pretty decent with the tire.
Nice,
yeah, they're nothing.
And you got a wide front end to match.
Yep, I have a 3-piece front end, but hopefully, I think when I bring it into the shop, I want to bring it in with like the entire body together.
Yeah,
so like just to get that look, like I want to feel like when it turns on, I want to see how it looks and stuff.
All the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as.
Majority of us at S1 is running. I mean, all of us are running cast arms.
Yeah, pretty
the
much.
Light S, and of course all S1 parts. You know, bit forks, camber, the toe that comes with a drag, with a cast drag style.
These are
just like a drag.
These are blocks. Blocks actually. You know, I only have like 500 followers, and I posted, you know, putting in my blocks coilovers. They actually, you know, sent some stickers, which I thought was really cool.
Shout out to blocks.
Just being a normal person, you know, in my garage doing something. But back here is it's really dusty. I'm gonna figure out how to clean this thing. But back here, I chose to keep the fuel cell high. So the main goal for this car was, as I put it together, I want to know how easy it is to be able to come apart. So I'm not hiding everything like we usually do. Like on a car that would be like a daily and tucked and fancy. Like, the goal is easily to be installed and easily to be removed. So that's the goal.
But when you're running the track, you just have to have some type of cover.
It has to have a cover. So that's something I'm going to talk with S1 about too soon.
From the back, like a cutoff, a big cutoff, or just like a something.
You can do like some sort of box. You can do like a box around this, or we can do like a wall if you wanted to. But I'm going to try to do a box if I have to move some stuff around. Like this, I ran out of 90, so I'm going to switch this to a 90 so that the line's a little bit farther down, but this is actually a return and this is a breather. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the breather with the check valve. Only 8 gallon. This is from ART, so this is gonna come through the back of the car. And this is gonna be like where you push it forward, the battery will be on. When you pull it backwards, the battery will be shut off. Okay. Yeah. So this is gonna be mounted to the back, basically just like a little battery switch, just like that.
Hold on. Overheat.
Again?
Okay, so this will be
This will be a battery switch, so basically it'll be like pushed in, off, and when you pull it back, it'll get turned on, I believe. Or it might be the other way around. But,
and this thing is cut up. You got some little space right there, but
I have to weld
some stuff.
Yeah, I have to weld some tabs on the back. So the previous owner kind of cut these fender wells wrong, so I'm gonna reinforce that properly. But yeah, it's cut pretty extensively. I'm gonna go
everything
through
you can cut is like cut.
Everything you can cut.
Pretty much floorboard and this and front and everything.
The front's got a little bit up there because I'm gonna get the rest of like a full 10-point cage. Yeah. This is technically not a full 10-point cage, so I'm gonna get the rest of it and go over the welds and make sure that everything's really good.
And you run the big boy right here?
Yeah, big boy. I did it a little different. A1000, so the bumper kind of goes here, bumpers kind of cut about like right here. Yeah. So I want to paint all this, like I said, with like an underbody coat. But yeah, I made it a little different. I thought it was a little flashy to see the fuel pump like right through the back bumper.
Yeah, man, this is good. Nice.
Yeah.
So you got the little S1 racing on there right now?
Yeah, this is something that me and Sone were talking about, that I just kind of made this on myself. Yeah, I made this by myself with no input from S1 at all. We just kind of like messed with something, so hopefully the future of this sticker will be on like a bunch of S1 racing cars.
So it's good chatting to you and getting caught up here with your bill and everything, and then next time we'll see this car will be at the shop, folks, and you'll be seeing the kind of the final stages, right?
It should be running. So at the shop we're going to do the intercooler piping. We're going to do the exhaust piping, the wastegate piping, and the diff mount. So hopefully just piping, and then the diff mount and some spray painting.
That's probably like a day or two.
Yeah, I'm going to do it all in one weekend. Yeah. I'm going to do it all in one weekend. I have some help from some other people that are going to come give me a hand, so.
All right, cool, man. So it's good catching up to you, Chad, bro. And yeah, as we said, most of us that has the garage and access certain things. Some people don't have access, and some people just need more help than others. We put our cars together in the garage, as we said, and the last bit and pieces we're gonna bring it to the shop for the final right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, and this is like a known brand intercooler that you're just running.
No name brand.
So
yeah, most of the stuff like used all that turbo manifold
stuff that works. The stuff that works.
Yeah, radiator. This is used. Obviously, depending on funds for the future, I want to see where this car will go. I do have another car that I used to play with a lot that I'm considering in selling, depending on how much I really enjoy this car. So if I sell it, I'm definitely gonna put some of the money towards this to try.
You want to tell them what car it is?
Yeah, I have a 1995 Eagle Talon as well that I've had since I was 18 or 19 years old.
And it's a nice put together car, folks. So if you want it, I'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, honestly, it might be for sale soon. Yeah. But I've had it for a very, very long time, and I think now that getting into this, something more racy, because it is more of a street car, I think I want to kind of change directions.
Let's have a solid street car. So, well, it's nice talking to you, bro, as we said, and stay tuned, guys. Subscribe. Check out Chad. His Instagram is right here below somewhere. I'm going to put it
The Warthog. Oh, yeah. The car's name.
What is the name?
Oh, yeah. The car's name is the Warthog. Yeah. So it's one of those things. You're just sitting on the toilet one day thinking about it,
and he sits on the toilet a lot.
Yeah, and then you're sitting on the toilet one day and you're thinking about it, and you're like, a lot of cars have names, and people talk about the cars on the internet with their names. So I'm like, I want to name the car before I even start it. So I named it the Warthog. I don't know why. No, I mean, it could be a whole bunch of things. It could be like the thing from the video game. It could be a plane. It could be an animal.
Yeah.
You know, it could
but
be.
most of all, it's positive. So, you know, S1BUILT, we all deal with positive. So
yeah.
All right, bro. Like and subscribe.
So you got the Alpha 2400cc injectors. They hooked me up with these. These are dope. They have
Alpha
great
all day.
Support. Yep.
Yep.
Great support. Any questions I ask him, awesome. And then innovative, solid now.
All-wheel drive, got the mind of skill and touch. We'll have you gripping, don't get caught. S1 all-wheel drive, got the